What's up, Conference USA fans? Welcome into a very special episode of CUSA Insider, the official podcast of Conference USA. It's July 1st, so it is a very exciting day here around CUSA. We have two new members officially joining the league today, Missouri State and Delaware, and we're going to talk a little bit about them later. But it's been quite a few weeks since we've joined each other here on the show, so let me just remind you where you can listen, where you can watch, and where you can find us on social media. So if you're still an audio listener, one of our OGs around here, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. But if you are watching us right now, you can find us on YouTube, the video version. Just go and find Conference USA's YouTube page and click that CUSA Insider Podcast tab. And if you would like to follow us on social media, which I think you should, you can find us on X and Instagram at CUSA Insider Pod. All right, as I mentioned, very exciting day around here. We have a really fun show in store for you today, but first, the ever so lovely Jessica Radford is back with me here on the show as my co-host. It's been quite a few weeks since you've been able to join us here on the show.
I know, you say weeks. I feel like it's been a couple months.
I know, it's probably been since but I feel like you joined us for a softball episode. You were a mainstay during basketball season, though.
Football and baseball was a little... Josh and Eric, they held that one down.
Yep.
Softball and baseball is not really typically my sports.
But you're back.
I am back. I think my last episode was I interviewed Emma Bunch from New Mexico State.
Okay, for women's golf. Yeah. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch it. It was a great episode.
It was really good.
Yeah, but we have a really fun show in store for you today. Like I mentioned, July 1st, an exciting day here at Conference USA, welcoming two new members into the league. And we actually get to talk to the athletic directors at both of those institutions. So Jessica is taking the interview with Patrick Ransdell, who is the AD at Missouri State. And then after that, you'll hear from myself and Jordan Skolnick, who is the interim AD at Delaware. Two really great interviews for you guys today from those two new institutions, which we are very excited to welcome to CUSA. And then stick around because after that, we'll do a little upcoming event segment, talk a little bit about upcoming Football Media Day and the show that we'll be doing here on CUSA Insider for that. And also, we announced Athletes of the Year recently, and it seems like really far away at this moment, but football season is just around the corner.
August will be here so fast. I feel like July 1 has came so fast.
I know, it's crazy. June was wild.
Yes.
June was absolutely wild.
Like January, and now it's
here.
7 months later.
Yeah.
Boom, we're like smacked in the middle of the summer. It's 90-degree days. We're hot.
90? That's generous. It's like 100 degrees out here. I don't know where you've been, but I'm excited about these two new schools. Let's talk about Missouri State here just a little bit before we get into your interview. So obviously Missouri State, Springfield, Missouri, excited to have them join our program. I think that, a lot of people probably know them for hosting a regional in baseball not that long ago. Great powerhouse baseball program. They've actually had 12 tournament appearances in baseball, 17 in women's basketball. I'm not sure a whole lot of people know how great that program is. 13 in volleyball. Are they going to give WKU a run for their money? I don't know. It's possible.
It is possible. I feel like these are two sleeper teams. Like, I don't know if people realize how good these athletic programs are and how competitive they'll be in CUSA. Like, I'm very excited just across all sports, not just your football, your baseball, but just like maybe tennis, maybe golf.
Right.
Like, really, really don't know. And it's just, that's the exciting part.
It is.
Like the unknown.
That is the excitement. And we talked to both ADs about what it's going to be like competing first year in Conference USA. Can their teams step up and compete? And both of them have said absolutely. So excited to get them here in Conference USA. And as well, I just want to mention, I don't think people know how big Missouri State's campus is. They're the second largest institution for higher learning in Missouri, just behind the University of Missouri. Is that what it is? Mizzou. That's all I know it as. I don't know the full university name. So huge campus, great alumni base, several famous alumni here in Texas. Jake Berger for the Texas Rangers, Missouri State alumni, if you didn't know. And so they've got a great base of fans that are going to join the conference regionally, central in the country. Pretty easy to get to. So I'm super excited about including them in the league this year, seeing what they do. But we've got a really exciting interview here with Patrick Ransdell, who you got to talk to. So we are going to go ahead and get over to that one right now.
All right, Conference USA fans, July 1 marks a historic milestone for Missouri State University as the Bears officially become members of Conference USA. The move to FBS, a nationally recognized league, signals big ambitions and even bigger opportunities for the university's athletic programs. Today, we're joined by Missouri State's Athletic Director, Patrick Ransdell, to discuss the road to CUSA, what it means for the university, and how the Bears are gearing up for the next chapter. Patrick, thank you so much for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
Missouri State is stepping onto a bigger stage by joining Conference USA. What does that mean for the university and its athletics programs?
Well, it's a big day for the university and our athletics program. This is an opportunity that I think that our fan base has been clamoring for some time, and I think there's been just so much buildup for today, which is finally the day that we're in Conference USA. That I know everyone around here is excited. I hope this is a good platform for the university and the institution to really grow our enrollment and really help our overall university grow to where we know it all can go. So more than anything, I hope it allows the institution to be able to achieve its potential and make sure that we're a nationally relevant institution. And this is obviously the very first step in that.
So you talked a little bit about the buildup of you guys joining Conference USA. What kind of buzz or energy are you feeling from the fans, the student athletes, the coaches, and just everybody at university?
Yeah, I mean, Springfield is just buzzing right now, and it's fantastic to see. I think this is the first time in a long time where there's been this kind of energy around our program, around our institution. Everyone on campus is talking about it. Every time I go out to dinner, go anywhere in the community, everybody wants to talk about it, and it's so great to see, and it's allowing ourselves to really market ourselves at a whole nother level. Our season ticket numbers are up, our revenue is up, everything that kind of we hoped would come to fruition with this move as is starting to bear its fruit. So everyone around campus is just so excited, and we can't wait to kick off in September.
When you look at the landscape of college athletics, what made this the right move for Missouri State?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been great partners in the Missouri Valley for decades, and we really appreciate our time there. But I think in many aspects, our fan base has needed an extra jolt and something to kind of rally around and galvanize around. That I think this opportunity in Conference USA really provides us with an opportunity to take those next steps in our evolution of an athletic department. This is a crazy time in college athletics, and we feel like with the House settlement, with everything with the transfer portal, all the new rules in intercollegiate athletics, that go ahead and making a move with Conference USA, it's the right time for the right school at the right moment.
How do you anticipate the change in conference affiliation will affect Missouri State's competitiveness and visibility?
We've had a great run in the Missouri Valley, but I think, by and large, if we kind of put football off to the side for a second, I think we can step in Conference USA and compete for championships right away across the board. It's an opportunity for us to go in and in sports like women's soccer and baseball, and I think our Lady Bears and our women's basketball team will be able to step in and compete for a championship right away. Obviously football is going to be a step up, and it's going to be a process. Going from FCS to FBS is, I think Conference USA is very familiar with that. So it's going to be a process and a step up in competition for sure. The unique thing is we're doing this at one of the most unique times in the history of college athletics, right? And so with the transfer portal, with rev share, with all these things, we might as well just go ahead and make this move now, and kind of pull the Band-Aid off. So the right time, right place. I think this is an opportunity for us to be able to go in and you can reinvent a team so much faster than you could 20 years ago. And 20 years ago, you're kind of maybe transitioning out 15 to 20 kids, and it took you a lot longer. Now you can transfer out 30, 40 of them, and really reinvent your roster virtually overnight. So I think it allows for an opportunity to be able to do some things like that, and allows us to make this transition maybe a lot more efficiently and quicker than maybe a lot of the teams in the past that might have been limited in those aspects. So I think the opportunity at this time is something that we've really embraced, and we look forward to.
I'm so glad you touched on being the FBS program now. What does that milestone mean to you, both professionally and personally?
Yeah, I mean, like, very few people get to go through this in their career, and to be able to lead the way on a transition from FCS to FBS is certainly something that I'll look back, I'm sure, at some point in the career and be like, and be really proud of. I mean, when you're in it, you're not necessarily thinking of one thing or another. You're kind of moving things forward as quickly as possible, but as mindful as possible. So you may not be thinking about the overarching things that when you look back maybe later in your career, you'll be kind of thinking about. But it's something that I'm just really, really excited for our fans and our student athletes to be able to go through this. And you only get to go through it once, and have that kind of excitement and momentum. And we're able to kind of hopefully capitalize that over the next few years. And we just can't wait to get started. And today's day one.
Yeah, so CUSA provides new markets, media exposure, just new cities for you guys to experience, your fans and student athletes alike. How do you plan to leverage those opportunities in this year one and beyond?
I mean, I think we've already started doing that with Coach Beard's class, especially. They're all from all over the place. I think it was 10, 11, 12 states. A lot of them in the footprint of Conference USA. So we've signed kids out of Texas and Florida and Georgia and just kind of all over the map a little bit. And I think our added exposure throughout the conference, throughout the nation. I think we've got like 5 or 6 nationally televised games, starting with the Big Ten Network. And when we go out to USC and the Coliseum and open up the year against the Trojans, which is a historic day for Missouri State, and it's such a historic venue for that matter. Hosted multiple Olympics, and we'll host the Olympics again in 3 years. So, I say Katie Ledecky's going to have to take a back seat to the Bears real quick. So it's an exciting thing, right? I mean, I think our ability to go out and recruit in all these new markets is only going to provide us in athletics, especially with great opportunity. And I think the institution being able to be in places like Atlanta, in Alabama, in Virginia, up to Delaware, the DC area, down into Florida. I think these are opportunities for the institution to really grow. We've started to have alumni events in a lot of these areas. We had a couple in Texas this summer. We've got a couple more in July. We're going to do some events around maybe some of our travels throughout the fall. So I think it's an opportunity to really galvanize our alumni base. We've got 100 plus thousand alumni out there, and they all don't live in Missouri. So we're able to engage a lot more of our alumni institutionally. So we're excited about all the possibilities with Conference USA.
You touched on the transfer portal. We already know how a gauntlet that is. But for your transfers that's coming into Springfield and Missouri State, what do you say that's so good about Springfield and Missouri State and its facilities? Just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think, this whole Ozarks area and Southwest Missouri, I think is kind of a hidden gem. I'm not really sure a lot of people really understand the area and what it has to offer. I took the family out on Table Rock Lake not too long ago, and so it's got tons to offer. And I think if we can get student athletes in town, it sells itself. I think all the fan bases in Conference USA are going to enjoy traveling to Springfield and the surrounding areas. I'm excited about being able to kind of put us on the map and really spread the word about Springfield and Southwest Missouri more throughout the country and from coast to coast, and be able to expose everybody to more of what we have to offer throughout the Ozarks.
I have to ask, I saw you were a 4-year student athlete at WKU.
I was.
Then now WKU is in Conference USA. You guys are in Conference USA. How is that a full circle moment for you?
It really is. I mean, that was kind of one of the things that was kind of in the back of my head during all of, the interview process and things like, I have yet to work anywhere where it took me back to Western, more than just kind of a one-off. So I'm excited about it, being able to travel back to Bowling Green. My parents still live there. I've got a lot of friends in that area. It's ironic that both myself and Coach Beard, our football coach, both went to Western. We've got other people on the football staff, especially that went to Western and played there. So it's going to be exciting. I know a ton of people around the Bowling Green area, and that's a wonderful place to be. And I'm just looking forward to competing against them. And they've been near the top of Conference USA and pretty much across the board in all their sports. So they're a great competitor, and that's what you want really in this industry is to compete against the best. And we're honored to take the field against not only Western but everybody else in Conference USA. I've really enjoyed getting to know a lot of the ADs and presidents, chancellors, a lot of great people, and it's just an exciting time, and everybody's kind of rolling in the same direction. So it's going to be a really special time.
Love that. Last final question. If you could fast forward a few seasons, what would you hope people are saying about Missouri State and Conference USA?
Probably something as simple as I'm really, really glad we invited them to be a part of this. Because ultimately, when you're talking about conference realignment, there's got to be an invitation, right? And an invitation came, and we took advantage of it. And we're going to try and put our best foot forward and be somebody that the conference can be proud in, and represents not only ourselves and Missouri, but also represents the conference, all the institutions, so that everybody can look back and say, we're really excited that we were able to offer Missouri State a spot at Conference USA, and hopefully we do everybody proud.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Patrick, for joining us today. Congratulations on officially being members of Conference USA, and good luck this athletic season.
Thank you very much. Go Bears.
All right, Blue Hen fans, you've been waiting around for your turn. We've talked about Missouri State. Now we are going to talk about UD, the University of Delaware, joining CUSA today, July 1st. Super excited about it.
That Blue Hen injury.
It's big Blue Henergy. Yes.
We have to get it right. Okay?
Yes.
So the fans have to get it right. Henergy.
Yes, it's the Henergy. Jordan Skolnick, who we're going to talk to here in just a second, interim AD, tells us about the Henergy there at UD, Newark, Delaware. In between Washington, D.C. and New York City. I'm horrible at the northeastern geography. I'm absolutely terrible at it. I had no idea that that's where it was, but super excited that our fans will and our athletes will get to go and visit there.
Oh, for sure. But what mind boggles me is 40 minutes from Philly.
I know.
I'm like, that doesn't even make sense in my mind.
It's crazy how tight and together the Northeast is. I'm super excited to be adding a Northeastern school so that our student athletes, coaches, fans get to experience something like that up there. Like I said, Jordan will talk a lot about the geographical makeup and the cultural makeup of Newark up there, and it is super fun. Very excited for our fan base to get to join that. Well, in athletics, Delaware actually has quite the history. And it's, Super Bowl champion Joe Flacco is an alumni of there. Academically, Joe Biden, former president of the United States, an alum.
WNBA superstar.
I know, Elena Del Don.
Come on.
Yes, she's from there. There are so many alumni that have gone through that school. Their flagship university there in Delaware, great school. And so I'm super excited to have them join CUSA, both athletically and academically. They bring a lot to the table for sure.
Oh my gosh, so many, 520 All-Americans, 138 conference titles,
yep.
They have 10 national championships, 6 of those being from their football program.
Mm-hmm.
Very just exciting time around their athletics right now.
Yeah, and Jordan Skolnick talks a lot about it in our interview here in just a second, which you'll get to watch. But day one, I said it with Missouri State too, Blue Hens are going to come in and compete, y'all. So y'all got to get ready for that. Sounds like it's a really super exciting place to travel and a really fun place to be a student athlete. We talk a little bit about the transfer portal and how this move to Conference USA has really upped their game in that way. So really excited to have them join the league. Really excited to get to watch this interview, for you guys to get to watch this interview with interim AD Jordan Skolnick. So we are going to go ahead and stop talking and let you guys listen to that right now. It's a new era for Blue Hen athletics. Today, the University of Delaware officially joins Conference USA, marking a major step forward in the school's athletic journey. From national recognition to heightened competition, this move has implications that stretch far beyond the playing field. Joining me today is Jordan Skolnick, Interim Director of Athletics at UD, to talk about what this means for the university, the community, and the future of Blue Hen sports. Jordan, thank you so much for joining me today. What an exciting day, not only for Delaware, but also for Conference USA.
Absolutely, Sarah. Thanks so much for having me. Really excited for everyone here in Blue Hen Country and excited to talk with you today.
I'm excited too. I mean, this is such a huge moment in Delaware athletics and, like I said, in Conference USA as well. I'm curious if you could help answer, why is now the perfect time for Delaware to make this jump into FBS?
Well, the University of Delaware is one of the nation's leading research institutions. We're recognized globally for having an outstanding academic reputation. And so joining Conference USA now gives us the ability to broaden our exposure, create visibility, and let everyone know how special UD is as the flagship institution here in the state. And, the visibility that comes with this through our games on ESPN and CBS Sports, that's going to take us into markets across the country so we can recruit not just student athletes, but students, to connect with our 200,000 plus alums across the U.S. So, now is the right moment for a lot of reasons. And this step up in competition for us, it's so exciting for our coaches, our student athletes, and their ability to win on the big stage. We've been preparing for this. And so it's a perfect time. There's a lot of change in college athletics. And we feel like this is a moment that all that change happening around us, we get to really seize the moment and let everyone see what the Blue Hens are all about.
You mentioned this in your answer just now. Tons of alumni there from UD, from Joe Biden to Joe Flacco. A little bit different career paths there, same name. But you guys have a great athletic tradition there at Conference USA, or at Delaware, especially on the football field that you're now bringing into Conference USA. How do you see this move into CUSA enhancing the national profile of Blue Hen sports as a whole? I know you mentioned those games on CBS and ESPN, but, we've got every single one of our championship events on ESPN Plus. So how do you think this is really going to up the profile of Blue Hen athletics?
Yeah, we're really excited about the, Super Bowl MVPs and presidents and all of the famous alums that we have here and making them proud. And we have a really great athletic history here. We've got 10 national championships, 150 conference championships previously, over 500 All-Americans. We have a lot of broad-based success. And, 14 of our teams are coming into Conference USA. And that exposure, as you mentioned, we're thrilled about the ESPN Plus and the streaming piece of it and being on national television. We feel like all of our teams are stepping in the moment where they're ready to compete. Football has won 6 national championships. And so for us, we're really excited about the opportunity to think about bowl games and college football playoff participation. That's going to be different. Instead of flying to maybe, South Dakota or Montana for a playoff game, now we could be thinking about a, fun adventure down at, bowl games. And so this is a great moment for us to be able to take advantage of cool opportunities.
You talk about getting to travel across the country for bowl games and things like that. Well, Conference USA is geographically spread out, which some people will say is to our detriment. But I think it's an awesome student-athlete experience as well to get to kind of go around and experience new places. So how do you think that geographic diversity within Conference USA actually would benefit the Blue Hens and their athletes and coaches?
Yeah, our student athletes are really excited about the travel. I mean, honestly, the ability to play new teams and travel to new places, that part is a great benefit. We've invested a lot into our student athlete experience, and I think that they are thrilled about the opportunity to play in front of different fans at different spots. We're also going to be able to make sure, we've got a lot of great rivals here regionally that will play in the non-conference. But when we get into conference play and we get to compete against some of the teams that are so strong in all the sports that we're going to be playing against them in, I think our athletes are thrilled about it. And I know from a university standpoint, we're also really looking at expanding our footprint for recruiting students to the university. And so we've got a lot of student athletes that are coming from Florida and Georgia and Texas, and our ability to now be able to play in those places and connect with folks there and get students excited about coming to the University of Delaware. We think that this is just a win across the board.
You talk about getting to impact a bigger amount of potential students, but one thing that you have the opportunity to do as well is impact a larger fan base across the country. Fans are so important to college athletics, and I know you guys there at the Big Blue Energy, I think I've seen thrown around like a lot online. You guys are a very passionate fan base. What have you heard on campus or on social media from your fan base about this move up to CUSA?
Yeah, our fans are going to bring the energy. You got that right, Sarah. We've got a really loyal, passionate, supportive fan base, and we're lucky in that. We've had Phil in Delaware Stadium in particular for years now, and we averaged close to 18,000 fans per game last year at football games. We've got great attendance for our softball, baseball, men's and women's basketball, and so we've got people that are really fired up to see us play. And for those that aren't going to be able to come to Delaware, now they get to see us, streaming and nationally in a different way. I think the thing for our fans that is most exciting is that, they've always believed that Delaware is a school. We're a flagship institution, right? We're one of the best public schools in the country. Our ability to now go and compete against bigger schools and that have larger profiles, it gives us a chance to feel like we get to show we belong. And I think our fans are really excited for that.
All right. Give me a pitch here on Delaware and how great campus is and how great the facilities are for fans across the country from other CUSA schools on why they should come visit for a Delaware home game this year.
Yeah. And so if you haven't been to Newark, Delaware, this is one of the quintessential college towns in the country. We've got the great combination of having Main Street, where there is tons of restaurants and bars and a lot of places to go and visit that people love, great food, great local spots. And you combine that with a really gorgeous campus that has the green, which is this sprawling, huge kind of mall-like area with all of our academic spaces that our students just really, they fall in love with the second they get here. And then you combine that with our athletic facilities. Our Whitney Athletic Center that we built about 5 years ago is one of the preeminent facilities in the country. It has strength and conditioning and athletic training and nutrition and sports psychology, sports medicine, academics, career leadership, all in one spot for all of our 600 student athletes and 22 teams. And that location that's central for all of our athletes to use, it also allows for our fan experience to be really special because we've got club seats and we've got chair backs. We've got all these new concession areas. And so I think fans are going to really enjoy when they get to the University of Delaware because everything becomes really easy to get around and an experience. And we're not going to make it easy for them to have a win getting out of here, but they're going to enjoy it while they're here.
Yeah, we've been combing through some video footage for some things that we're working on here, and we've been working on here internally. And you guys can fill some stadiums. I'll tell you that much. It's really fun to watch and see what your fan bases are like. No sleeper. You can't come in there to Delaware and think you're going to take a win because that fan base is not going to let you have it. That's for sure.
No doubt about it. And actually the one, stadium in particular, people are going to get to see real soon is we're hosting the Conference USA tournament in softball next spring. And so we're really excited to have fans, that sport. We just put in about $11 million into that stadium with new turf and lights and stands and dugouts. And so I think the student athletes coming are going to have a great time, but I think our fans are going to really enjoy the atmosphere for softball. We host a tournament here as well.
I'm so glad you mentioned your softball program because on top of football, softball, you mentioned how many conference championships you guys have as a university. You guys have the opportunity to come in to Conference USA on day one and compete across several different sports. Is that something that's been talked about this year or that you have high hopes for with some teams coming in and competing on day one here in Conference USA?
Absolutely. I mean, we're coming in to compete and win. There's no doubt about that. And it's not going to be easy because Conference USA, there's a lot of great teams that have, really been able to have success at a national level. But we believe that we're right there and we're ready. And I think our coaches and our student athletes, they're so excited about this opportunity. And we've been building towards this. We announced about a year and a half ago this move, and it feels like it's been eternity since it was announced to now. And we couldn't be more excited about letting them show their ability to really be able to compete and win. And that's the expectation here is we want to provide great student athlete experiences. We've got an incredible academic reputation here. And those two things combined with winning, we believe is not only possible, but it's the expectation here at Delaware.
One, not off the wall question, but a little bit of a different turn here, maybe. So one of the hottest topics in college athletics right now is the transfer portal. With you guys making this move from Division I FCS to FBS, and just opening up a little bit more opportunity to be on national television across several sports with Conference USA. How do you think that's going to affect recruiting on campus, not just for football, but across several other of your sports as well?
Yeah, because this is a school that people love to attend, we've been fortunate in that we've been able to have some great retention in our teams. And like all, schools across the country right now, you've got to be able to retain your talent. And I think this move has been a big part of the success that we've had being able to keep talented student athletes here at the University of Delaware. The portal has been great for us to be able to attract talent as well. I think that you'll find a lot of student athletes, this feels like a Power 4 experience from a facility perspective. And so many of them, if they are transferring from a Power 4 school, they're looking at the University of Delaware and saying, I can get a lot of the same experiences there. And I think the other part of the portal that we all recognize is that it makes us work really hard to make sure that our student athletes, that they are having a great experience, and we keep investing into them. With everything that has changed in college athletics, we really double down on making sure that their experience is one that we know that they're going to get all the support services they could possibly want. And that makes us a great place to retain talent, but also attract it out of the portal.
Awesome. Love hearing the importance that you guys put on the student athlete experience. At the end of the day, it is all about the student athlete there at UD and here at Conference USA. That's what we care about most. Jordan, last thing here. I'm super excited about this. You guys are going to be in the game for the new EA Sports release here in just a few weeks. Are you guys so excited about that on campus? Because I know that we have several gentlemen in this office who are super excited to get to put on a Delaware uniform in that game and play as the Blue Hens.
Yeah, we are really excited for that. We've had a ton of alums, former players that have been connecting with us, asking about, this opportunity and how, they wish that they were in the game when they were here. And that is one of the things that is so special about this move is, when we think about exposure and visibility, I think that the college football game is one of the best opportunities for that we could have. I know our student athletes are really excited to see themselves and just have a chance to, go out there, do dynasty mode and show everybody that, they can take a team that maybe people haven't heard of as much and take them to, some pretty glory days here. So we're really excited for that. And I think our student athletes are going to be huge beneficiaries of it. It's just such a great change in college athletics. I think we talk about a lot is, change can be one of two things, right? And we believe the change brings with it a ton of opportunity. And so our change into Conference USA and our change into this new era of college athletics, it provides a lot of opportunity here at the University of Delaware.
I've seen some sneak peeks in the black uniform with the yellow CUSA logo on it. Sharp. I cannot wait to see you guys get out on the field in those uniforms in the game and in person there at UD. Well, Jordan, thank you so much for joining us today. Congratulations officially on joining as Conference USA members. We are so excited for this season. Like Jordan said, if you guys want to go see campus, you can go by anytime. Go visit Newark, Delaware. But if you have to wait till the end of the season, they're hosting the 2026 softball championship, which we are so looking forward to. So, Jordan, thank you so much for the time. Good luck this season.
Thanks for having me, Sarah. Really appreciate it. Couldn't be more excited. And go Hens.
Welcome back to our final segment here on CUSA Insider, the official podcast of Conference USA. A couple of upcoming events we want to talk to you about and a couple of past things that we want to go over as well. We just announced our players of the year, our athletes of the year, I guess I should say, the Michael L. Slive male and female athletes of the year this year. Two great players in Conference USA. Literally no surprise at all, especially on the women's side. Rachel Roop. Who would have guessed it? Everyone would have guessed it.
If you're not, then why are you underestimating Rachel?
I know, seriously. Rachel has done some incredible things in her time at Liberty and in her couple of years here in Conference USA. An absolute star in NCAA regionals on the softball side, bringing Liberty to new heights they have never been to before. Rachel is your Michael L. Fly Female Athlete of the Year. And then on the men's side, Jerome Pierre Jr. from Jacksonville State. They had an absolutely incredible season in basketball this year, spearheaded by him. And so he is our Male Athlete of the Year. Really no surprises across the board there. Good job voting. If you don't know, our athletic directors help us decide that award. So good job.
People.
They're smart. They're smart people. So really excited about giving those two the flowers that they deserve for this year, because they absolutely not only brought their schools to new heights, but on the national level, really brought Conference USA to new heights as well. So we've got a couple of really awesome upcoming things coming down the pipe here at Conference USA. The first one of those being Football Media Day here in just, 3 weeks, I think? July 22nd, Football Media Day will be taking place at the PJ of America headquarters, just like last year. And we will be doing a live show on ESPN Plus on the 22nd. You can tune into that day. We'll be putting a schedule of events out so you know when to tune in to watch your school. So be on the lookout for that on Conference USA's websites and also on our social media pages. We'll be putting some stuff out there. Jess and I will be on site doing who knows what. I'm just kidding. We know what we'll be doing. So there will be some really fun social media takeovers that day. So be following Conference USA on X and Instagram. And then we will be doing some special podcast segments as well. If you were around listening to the show last year, you know that we did a little lead up show for every single one of our schools and our football programs, a preview, I guess, of sorts, if you will, that had a beat writer interview from each school and also our Football Media Day interview with our 2 student athletes and coach from each school. So we will be doing those again this year. The gauntlet, or the marathon of podcasts, as I like to say, will be happening that July 22nd as well. And we'll release those weekly as football season comes around.
Special this year, though. We got our video element. So this is to see the fit check.
This is true.
Everybody in their true form, not just their voices.
This is true. This will be a lot of fun. I'm very excited about that. And 2 new schools. You get to see the personalities from 2 new members, 2 new coaches, 4 new student athletes as well. So be on the lookout for all of that. It's coming up here soon. And then the maybe thing that most people are looking forward to, I don't know, football season, as we mentioned at the top of the show, really not that far away. And we have a conference matchup, week 0. Sam Houston is taking on WKU in Bowling Green on CBS Sports Network on August 23rd. So we've got a week 0 game this year. Missed out on them last year, but we've got a conference matchup week 0.
And that one would be so exciting. I mean, both of these teams last year did so well.
Yes.
So it will be very interesting and exciting to see just right off the bat how these 2 teams would just start out the season.
Absolutely. Sam Houston bringing in a new head coach, WKU bringing in a lot of talent that they had at the conference championship last year. How is this going to end up? I have no idea. This one I don't have a check on right now. So don't really have a pulse on how that game's going to go, but really looking forward to that one. And then all of our teams in action the following week, mostly non-conference matchups. I actually think it's all non-conference matchups, that we don't have anything outside of that first conference matchup in week 0, but a lot of really fun football. Getting ready for a great football season. And I am just so excited to welcome these 2 new members in today. It's been a really great day here at Conference USA. July 1st is a fun one.
And I think it's especially interesting because these 2 new schools are going from FCS to FBS.
That's right.
How would that first week of them being officially FBS members go? Very exciting just to see and watch. It's an exciting time. Just July 1 is finally here.
It is. And if you look at anything that Jacksonville State did the last year, winning the conference championship, their second year in the league, their second year as an FBS program. Don't sleep on these teams, y'all. I said it earlier, but it's going to be a really exciting football season, and we are ready to get it underway, starting with Football Media Day again on July 22nd. Full Media Day show on ESPN Plus. Make sure you tune in. All right, just to end it out here, if you're not following us on social media, make sure you are at CUSA Insider Pod. If you're listening to the show, we love to have you, but we have a video element to this show that's been around for almost a whole year now. So go find us on YouTube. Find Conference USA's YouTube page and navigate over to the podcast playlist, and you'll find CUSA Insider, the official podcast of Conference USA. All right, that's all I have, but we're so excited.
We have a video of the voting now.
All right, here we go.
Here
we go.
I've been so excited to do this the whole entire episode.
This is how excited we are for you, Blue Hens and Bears. Welcome to Conference USA. We're super excited to have you here. I'm your host, Sarah Rudolph. This is Jessica Radford, and you are listening to CUSA Insider, the official podcast of Conference USA.